Well, this movie made 200 times its budget at the box office. Yes, 200 times. And if you're a horror film fan, oh my god, this is for you. I cannot even get 2 times my money back on a scratch ticket, but that's another story. Let's get into it. There are some wild facts about this film I need to share with you right now. One involves The Simpsons, one monkey's paw episode, and a complete accent. I'm not explaining that yet. Yes, you. Yes, if you're a horror fan like me that has been watching horror films since they were little kids, this review is for you. So buckle up, Buttercup, because we have things to share and to talk about. Okay, the setup. Boy works at that music store. Boy has a massive crush on this girl named Nikki. Boy finds a magic trick that is. And that tree is called the One Wish Willow. And let's just say it makes his dream come true. This is the kind of decision that quietly has you Googling how to explain a gap year to recruiters. Haha. Kind of like when you let the golden retriever guard the stakes, confident, enthusiastic, almost certainly it's gonna end up really well. Sure. Oops, the movie pulls a nasty trick on you. It locks you inside Bear's head for the entire runtime. Yep, that's right. So every terrible thing he does, you are right there, my friend. Yes, there with him, almost holding his hand. I don't know, or the flashlight. But well, look, I'm not going to spoil anything. No, I will not. But they had to cut a scene down to avoid getting an NC-17 rating. Keep watching. Carrie Baker is a 26 years old, yeah, only 26 years old. He grew up in Mobile, Alabama, making short films. Then he moved to Los Angeles and started a YouTube sketch comedy channel, of course. He went from YouTube videos to one of the best reviewed horror films of the year. Most people just go from YouTube to an existential crisis. Yeah. This horror short went viral, like we're talking about proper viral, with over 5 million views. And his micro budget found footage film he literally released for free online. I mean, this is insane. All of that brought him here, and somebody with some serious Hollywood clout spotted this thing at the Toronto Film Festival and locked it in before the lights came out, came back on. I'll tell you who it is in a second. All right, I'm not a liar, pants on fire. I promise you some wild origin story. Here it is. Carrie Baker got the idea for the wish. Yeah, for the wish. Element by accident. He was trying to watch an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, as one does, because it's fun. But guess what? He actually didn't make it. He stumbled upon a Simpsons episode with a monkey's paw instead. The greatest horror film of 2026 was born from a channel surfing accident. Let that sink in. Let's all have happy accidents. I want my happy accident to be an animal sanctuary on an island. Just animals and me. Yes. Anyways, so let's just think for a second. Let that sink in. Someone flipped to the wrong show and accidentally invented a movie that sold out in theaters for 3 weekends straight. There was a dark time about this. We went feral. Yes. And it lingered. We went feral, and let me tell you why. Uh, we're talking about that a lot of people were arguing, dusting off their PhDs in fictional wish law, like they have been training for that very moment their whole life, since birth, actually. And actually, under the Jaffa ruling of 92 phenomenal cosmic power explicitly requires scram living quarters. I will not be taking any more questions about it. Somebody else pointed out, this whole thing reeks of written by the intern who still ugly cries at the Mufafa scene. Kind of vibe and energy, I don't know. And honestly, they're all cooking. Now strap it in, because I'm about to go full in conspiracy, cookie cutter, tinfoil hat, I don't know, on this. And I have already used up all my red string. Kinda. Watching this movie feels like seeing a car crash in slow motion while somebody plays the most ironic song possible. It's uncomfortable, it's funny, in the worst way, and it's magical. Yes. And you cannot look away. No, don't you dare. Okay, maybe we all had been there. Once I stood up in my backyard and there were the crows and the ravens, and I was just doing some positive affirmations, and one of them, I could tell, it was looking at me like, ew. And that's kind of the vibe that you're gonna get when you see Bear interact with Nikki. Yep. Michael Johnston and Inde Navarrette are genuinely scary good at it. There is something special about this performance, both of them. They're actually are buyable. You buy them as who they are. Their interpretations of those two characters are like, I haven't seen anything like this in a long time. You usually watch a movie and it's like, yeah, you're watching and enjoying the movie, but it doesn't give you that vibe that is for realsies. But they do such a good job. Like, I'm sorry, that's very Nikki forever. Even if I meet them in person, I'm sorry. No, that's not who you are. And there is something else that this movie really did, very special, that I actually wanted to see for a long time. Somebody do, and finally somebody did. And it's whose side are you on? But I will tell you more about it. Wait a little bit. Okay, I promise you an NC-17 tease, and here is a head smashing scene had to be cut by, by 6 or 7 smashes. And this is just a nervous laugh. I laugh when I'm nervous. Yeah, it's worse. Sometimes I giggle. But it's just it is pretty brutal already. It is like, it gives you heebie-jeebies, like, ooh, already. So I cannot imagine they had more smashes. They have to cut it down just to get an R-rated rating. Someone sat in a room and counted smashes. That is a real job somebody did. I have so many questions about that meeting. Yeah. This is not your cozy Halloween vibes horror movie. Nuh-uh. It earns that R rating really hard and in a good way. I respect it for it and I love this movie for it. This film tells you the whole story from Bear's point of view. That is a choice, that is a creative punch they did. A very uncomfortable, very intentional choice. Respect for that. But that's what's gonna make you heebie-jeebies. There is a music store called Castles that was a place where Bear works in the film, and it was nearly 80 years old. It closed in 2025, 1 year after they filmed there. And even the location in this movie have a sad ending. Now, the one thing that doesn't fully stick in the landing, well, don't get me wrong, up to this point is like Chef's Kiss. It's perfection, but the ending kind of slows down right when it should be like boom, 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 boom. I don't know, running. Apparently, couples were arguing about this the whole drive home, and I have to say that sounds like a horror movie on itself. So, yeah. Okay, I promise you the Blumhouse payoff. Here it is, Jason Blum. Blum, saw this film at the Toronto Film Festival, the International Film Festival, and he liked it so much that he signed it up right away as an executive producer. Bloom. All right, this movie cost under $1 million to make. It has grossed by now worldwide 155 million. Yeah, let's just think about the number for a second. Film school graduates are whipping into very expensive textbooks right now as we speak. But this movie shows that magic still is possible. Still happens. And here's the part that almost broke my heart. The second weekend made more money than the opening weekend, a 39% jump. Word of mouth spread so fast, it basically became its own horror movie. Maybe? So, who is this movie for? Honestly, well, it is for your friend group. The ones who will not stop talking about it on and on, maybe even on the drive home, and possibly make a group chat about this whole movie. And not it, but it will happen at midnight, even though everybody's tired. You will continue talking about it, probably. Avoid it if you want a chill Friday night, that leaves you feeling good. Yeah, that movie is not for you. Or if you like Lifetime movies, sorry, I do not. That movie is not for you. This is a movie that follows you home and sits in the corner of your room and is there. One audience review said, Nikki did nothing wrong. Yeah. And that's not a review. That's a tattoo you get at 2 a.m. And I defend you for the rest of your life for getting it. Yeah, I'm not signing up, but I respect that commitment. Obsession earns every bit of its 96% on Rotten Tomatoes, and we're talking about critics who hate kittens and cake and rainbows and pretty flowers. Just kidding. Who knows? Nobody knows. But they hate joy, kinda, no? Sometimes they do. Anyways, they do agree pretty much with the audiences, and that never happens. So, you know what's up. My Val score is 4.5 out of 5. The ending runs out of gas dry when it should be pow kaboom, and just didn't do it for me. But everything before that is just magnificent and it's unreal, and I will watch this movie again. For sure. I told this whole story to a park pigeon that's friends with a crow that comes. And let's just say that pigeon is traumatized because he saw a man eat for lunch a whole rotisserie chicken at 7 a.m. And he was so horrified that, he left before I could hit the second act. Obsession is pretty good. It's in theaters right now, and you should go and see it now.